This is, we're going to record this so that if you're absent a day or you want to go back to this, you can go back and look at this video inside of Schoology in the interviewing unit for careers. So first of all, today we are filling out a sample employment application form. When you go to get a job, whether it be you're 16 or you're 30-some years old, they're going to need some hard facts on you. They're going to want to know things like your social security number, your full name, where you went to school. It's kind of just to make sure that you're a legit person, and they want to see kind of an outline for you and what you've accomplished so far in your life. Make sure for this job application, there's side 1, 2, 3, and then side 4. Make sure you're going to be filling out all sides of this. When you do this, for you guys, for this certain situation, because none of you are really going to get jobs, this is all make-believe. You are acting as if you're going to get one of those jobs that you researched. So, Brennan, for example, what job did you research?
Chemical engineering.
All right, chemical engineering. You know now that you obviously have to graduate from high school, and then do you have to go to college? How many years?
4-year degree from a university.
From a university. Did you pick a certain college that you want to go to?
Michigan Tech.
Okay, good job, because they have that program. So, when you're filling this out, you're filling it out as if you are 30 years old, you've done this, and you've also had experience in this career before. You can make things up. Dates, I don't care about dates. I'm not concerned on if it's 2016 or if it's 2025. I'm also not concerned at where you live. If you want to make up addresses, you can do that. Places that you've worked, people who've hired you, they're all going to be make-believe names because I'm pretty sure none of you have been hired as a chemical engineer yet, right?
Sure.
Make sense? Okay. So, when we do this, you're going to put your last name, first name. No, you don't have to put your middle name, so don't worry about that. Maiden name means your name before marriage. Girls, if you want to make something up, I don't care. That's totally up to you. Present address. You could live at home with your parents. I hope you don't if you're 30 years old, because you would be a loser. But hopefully you're living somewhere else. You can make up your address. You can live in Saginaw, you can live in Maine, you can live in California. Does not matter to me. How long have you lived there? You could live there 6 months, you could live there 5 years. Social Security number. Your Social Security number consists of these are all random numbers. Every single one of you, when you were born, were given a Social Security number. Everybody has a different one. And they do that just to keep track of people so that no matter what, we kind of have like some sort of a number system on if you go somewhere and this is your number, we know exactly who you are. You can't lie about your name. Your Social Security number is your number. You should never be telling people your Social Security number, especially if it's online. Yeah?
Do we have to use their actual Social Security number?
No, I don't want you to use your actual Social Security number. So if you don't know what your social number is, it's fine. You're just making up random numbers, so you'll fill that out. It says, if under 18, please list your age. You guys are all 30 years old. Position applying for, you're going to write down. Like Brennan, for example, would write down chemical engineer. Days, hours available to work. That's going to be up to the job that you're going for. Some of you, maybe if you're a nurse, you're going to work nights. Maybe you're going to be working on Saturdays and Sundays. For me as a teacher, I would never put down Saturday and Sunday because the school's not open then. So look at the job that you want. How many hours can you work weekly? You guys are all working full-time. We are not hiring part-time people in this classroom. Somewhere in your life you're going to get a job, and it's probably going to be about 40 hours a week. Okay? So, can you work nights? Again, that's up to you. Employment desired, you only want full-time. When are you available for work? They're asking, like, when could you get to that job? Sometimes maybe you have another job in life, and you would have to move over to another job. But for you guys, it's going to be ASAP. You want this job. Type of school. Name of school. So high school, you can go to Swan Valley High School. You can go to, I don't know, any high school you want to. You can make up a name. It doesn't even have to be a real name. Location, again, you're making it up. Number of years completed. ninth grade, 10th, 11th, 12th. 4 years. Major and degree. When you're in high school, that's a high school diploma. That's your degree that you get. When you move on to college, if you go to college for the job that you want, you should know how many years of schooling you had. You researched it. You might need 2 years. You might need 4 years. You might need 4 years for a bachelor's and then you move on to a master's or a doctorate. Or maybe you do a business or trade school. If you're looking to graduate from high school and then you're looking at working on cars, for example, which we need people to work on cars. We need people that have what's called a skilled trade. Be able to fix refrigerators, be able to fix, cars, plumbing, heating, all those types of things. Those are called skilled trades. You don't go to MSU to learn how to fix a heater. You go to a skilled trade school. You could still live by Michigan State and hang out there. You wouldn't actually go to Michigan State. So, professional school, that's going to be your doctorate degree. That's going to be your master's degree. Have you ever been convicted of a crime? You're going to put no. But I will warn you, if you are convicted of a crime and you put no on there, they're going to find out. They have your social security number. One of the first things they're going to do on you is run a background check. If you have a DUI, which means driver under the influence, if you have any type of a felony, it's going to show up. You can't hide that kind of stuff. And that's why, we tell you, you got to be smart. When you're younger, you guys think that nothing shows up on your record. That's not true. It will follow you. And unfortunately, it defines you somewhat, your character and who you are by what you've done even 5 years ago. And it'll follow you, and you might not get a job because of it. So as much as you think that, no worries, I'm a teenager, I can do this and that, it'll follow you. You don't need to explain your crime because none of you have committed any. Do you have a driver's license? You, of course, have a driver's license. All of you can drive because you need to get to a job. And most of the jobs, unless you live in a big city, you have to have a car. So anybody who's just deciding you're too lazy to go get your driver's license, plan on not making very much money in your life unless you live downtown in a district where you don't need a car, which very well could happen. What is your means of transportation to work? You guys can say you can go by train, you can go by subway, you can go by car. Some of you, if you wanted to ride your bike. A lot of people do that. Driver's license number. That's just a bunch of letters. All that is are random letters and numbers. Okay. State of issue, that's up to you. You have an operator's expiration date, can be anything you want. Office only, you do not need to do that part. So, now, references. You need to have 2 of these. References are people who will say very nice things about you. So, I have a lot of students that come back and say, Mrs. Workman, can I use you as a reference? If I think that you deserve it, I absolutely would do that. Now, you can't use your mom, you can't use your sister, you can't use your boyfriend or girlfriend, because of course they're going to say really nice things about you. And legitimately, they might not know how you are in a workplace. You want to have people on there that are references that know what type of a worker you are, not if you're like a really nice person. That's nice, but you got to have legit people. So, name, position, company, address, you're all making that up. This bottom part talks about an application form, sometimes makes it difficult to summarize a complete background. Yes, you are filling out a little bit about your background right here. So do you need to fill this out?
Yes.
Yes. Next page, and these are the last things. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for these. You're coming up with 4 different work experiences. How many? 4 different work experiences. So, for example, name of employer, you're making it up. If you're a chemical engineer, Brennan. Can you think of any place you could work? Okay, you're gonna wanna research. Okay, Dow Chemical, thank you. Name of employer, Dow Chemical. Address, make it up. Phone number, make it up. Name of last supervisor can be Clark Kent, it doesn't matter. Employment dates, whatever you'd like. Pay or salary. As a teacher, I'm not gonna write down $1 million because I obviously don't make that in my career. Maybe for different jobs, somebody does, but I would put down what is my pay range. You guys all studied it for your individual jobs. Your last job title, what was your job? Then it says reason for leaving. Maybe you moved. Maybe you had a better, a better offer somewhere. But you don't want to list that you've been fired. If you've been fired from a place, that's something that if you have more job experience, you might not want to write down. That's fine. But if they do find out, you have to be honest about it. So you're going to do that 4 different times. It says list the jobs you held, duties performed. So Brennan, you looked at one of the first things when you researched it was your job duties, basically. You're going to write down all the different things you had to do at that job. You need to do that 4 different times. Okay, any questions? All right, Jack.